Hey friends, it's Laura here, coming to you with just a little brainstorm that I had this morning. I'm getting ready to take my little man out on his 16th birthday trip, and going out of the country and really wanting to maximize our time there. And so for some of the excursions, there were options of go at your own pace, walk yourself along, or get a tour guide. Yeah, the tour guide part was slightly more expensive, but it was a no-brainer for me because we want to maximize our time there, experience things that naturally we might not even be able to find on our own, and then just kind of leave feeling that we've gotten the most bang for our buck as far as just absorbing and taking in everything there is. So it made me start thinking about how it is when someone clicks our join button in Cincy. They maybe don't expect us to be the expert of everything because, come on, hopefully that's not even their thought process. Lord, I hope that nobody joins my team expecting me to be the expert of anything. But at the same time, I think that there are some expectations. And I think it's only natural for me to think that as a brand new team member joining Laura's team, she probably or he probably expects for me to be present. I mean, that's what I'm hoping that I get whenever we go on this trip, and I'm going to expect the tour guide to show up. In fact, I'm going to expect the tour guide to answer any questions beforehand that I need him to. I also am going to expect the tour guide to know and have resources available to him that I don't have available to me as a tourist in the area. I'm going to expect for him to know where the local hospitals are, to have a plan B if we get a flat tire, and understand that, there may be things that come up on our trip that he is so much more better able to handle because he's the expert. He's the experienced one. He's the one that knows the ropes and understands all the things, right? And likewise in our Cincy businesses, although I don't think that anyone should have the unrealistic expectation of us knowing how to do everything perfectly well, I do think that they probably are going to expect for us to at least know how to and where to point them in the right direction. So maybe I don't know all the answers to their questions, but I sure as heck know the number to support. I sure as heck know how to pull up the policy and procedures or whatever it is, the Cincy standards, whatever. I don't know what their question is, but hopefully I am invested enough in this journey that I at least know how to point them to the people that are the experts in that topic, right? Be present. I mean, I think it is just seriously sad whenever I see screenshots of where someone has asked a question and it is literally 48 hours, 4 days, a week, or never that they get an answer. What? That's not okay. It's not okay. No way. Most of when people ask me, Laura, is it hard to be a leader in Cincy? Is it challenging? Are there, what's the cons? I'm there aren't any. You just be a good human. You may not know everything and you may not be super awesome, but you're surrounded with people that are. You're surrounded with people that are literally good in their field. I know the best of the best at fundraisers. I know the best of the best at home parties. I know the best of the best at flyers and super graphic techie stuff, I'm not the expert in any of these areas, but I know who is. I know where their YouTube channels are. I know, where they've done trainings for Cincy in the training center. I can find them, and you can too. Oh gosh, there were a couple of other ideas that I had. Communicate. Oh, I know the big one. What about having fun? Who wants a stick in the mud, grouchy tour guide? Someone that is irritable, someone that's easily frustrated. I have to go to the bathroom, and they make a big deal about it. Or you ask a question and they get irritated because they have their own way of doing things and your question derailed them. Or maybe it's even more. So they seem like they're grouchy or tired, or maybe they're not giving you the full, I don't know, you're not getting to experience everything in the best light because they are not a happy human. That's nasty. But how many times do we miss making Cincy a fun journey for someone because we're easily irritated, or we're negative, or we are not invested and we take way too many days off, and they realize that we're not really in this to win it. Like we're a tour guide when it's convenient, but we're not a tour guide when we are discomforted. Or I mean, like, I know people, and you do too, where it's few and far between when you see them engaging in any way, shape, or form with their team, with their upline, with their downline. And it's like they've gotten so used to making excuses for their absentness. Is that a word? No, probably not. But they've gotten so used to making excuses for why they aren't present that you honestly rarely see them. That's not okay. That's not all right. If that was a tour guide, they wouldn't have a job. And likewise, I think that it's really unfair for sometimes these, leaders, or these people that are, they have somebody that's joined under them, or they're, making bonuses off of someone, and they are less present than what they should be. I think we can complicate leadership. I think we can overcomplicate this journey. I think we can really, just like make this far more complex and scary than what it is, when in actuality, we're just tour guides. We are literally we have the beautiful opportunity of making this journey super fun, super just happy for people that click our join button, or that people that roll up to us, or whatever. However we find ourselves in charge of helping someone else through this journey, we need to realize that maybe our only goal is just to be the tour guide that they expected us to be. Not the expert, just the tour guide. Just the one that maybe has already gone the way enough to know some of the inside information, some of the shortcuts, some of the the cool things, the things that we might not be able to find out on our own. That's why we join someone's team. And likewise, being present and just showing up and answering our text, our emails, and I mean, honestly, if I went on a tour with someone and they were my tour guide, even if I never asked them the question I want them to communicate with me, I feel like that would be like the understanding. And I think that we need to do that with our teams as well. Don't just wait for them to ask questions. Every now and then pop in and check on them. It's our job as the tour guide, right? I mean, this may be like super stupidly simple, but I feel like that our jobs as leaders is pretty simple. I don't feel like we need to overcomplicate it. Anyway, there were a few more little ideas that I had along this line, but I think I covered it well enough and hopefully communicated my little brainstorm this morning as I was booking little things for Luke's trip. It just came to me that, man, we just have a really cool opportunity as we get to serve people and make their Cincy journeys really bright and fun. We just need to sit back and be a little bit more tour guidey and less leadery, okay?